Hello, so it's time for an updated video, I think. I am going to be doing another updated one about why I lost my period, and that is because I have dived in even deeper and I've worked out some even deeper reasons about why I potentially lost my period and some more about the chemical processes. But today is how I got my period back. Now, I have done a variety of these videos before, but I think it's important for me to do it again because I think actually as time goes on, I get better at explaining it, and I think I really whittle down the points. Now, disclaimer, every single person is different. I'd really recommend you working with a professional like Rena McGregor and her team because, like I said, everyone's different and everyone's hormones will be in a different space. So this is based on my experience, what I did for my body. Now, number one, first thing I did was completely stop training fasted. I love training first thing in the morning, but after you have fasted throughout the night, which is what you do, you tend to have like dinner or a snack before bed, and then you're obviously asleep, so you don't eat anything. Plus, in the morning, our cortisol levels are at our highest. So with that, all like the fast and then cortisol levels highest, if we then go to exercise, that can raise our cortisol a little bit more, especially if you have amenorrhea. So I completely stopped all fasted training and made sure that I was having some form of food before I exercise. Now, that would include things like jam and peanut butter on rice cakes, oats. Some days I would push my training back to the evening. Other days I might do like mid-morning, so I'm able to have like a proper breakfast. If you are just getting up and going, then you can do things like cereal bars, granola bars, energy balls, that kind of thing. It's really important that we do have something in our bodies. Number two, staying on like the exercise hype, is I really reduced the volume of exercise that I was doing. So I was training like 5 to 6 days a week, and instead I now train 3 days a week. But while I was in recovery, I was maybe doing like once a week workout, once a week a yoga, and then the rest of the time I was just walking. Now, again, this is completely different for everyone. There was a time that I completely stopped exercising and all I did was yoga, and then I just started to introduce workouts, but I think I'll go into that separately in a different video. But the main thing is that if you are training quite regularly, it's really important that you reduce that and add in a bit more rest days, so then our bodies can, you know, really try to recover. Now I'm recovered and I've had, how many have I had? Definitely 4 in a row, but I have had 8 and missed 2 and then had 4. So yeah, I had, oh no, maybe 9. I don't know. Right, anyway, now I've recovered, or in post-recovery, should I say, I now am training 3 days a week, and then I might sometimes do a little bit extra if I'm training like an outdoor client or something like that. And then I just walk and I make sure I'm really de-stressing my body, which leads me on to number 3. I've really started to prioritise self-care. So that's including things like a bath, getting ready in the mornings, feeling good, really de-stressing, meditating and journaling. All of those things really help me deal with the emotions that I was storing in my body and really help me de-stress. The idea with hypothalamic amenorrhea is that our bodies are way too stressed for us to produce the hormones, produce the connection in our brain to tell our hormones to start producing and to tell our bodies that it's safe enough to have a baby. So self-care really helps you just kind of come back to yourself and also helps de-stress you. So anything that you can do that would help de-stress you, whether that's a gentle walk, whether that is yoga, whether that's a bath, whether that's meditation, getting a massage when we can, that sort of thing, those all really helped me. I also did things like acupuncture as well, which was just like a little meditative part of self-care. Are we on 4 or 4? Are we on 4? I always do this, don't I? Number 4 would be I started to eat every few hours. Now, I was very good at this. I always have kind of, when following like a bro fitness thing, it was like drip feeding your body, but it's now, instead of just drip feeding my body kind of like anything and low calorie foods, it's now making sure that I'm drip feeding my body, you know, carbohydrates and eating regularly, so my blood sugar levels and stay nice and stable, and my body doesn't feel as if like, when's the next meal coming? It's like, it's okay. Like, this is what I'm doing now. So making sure I'm eating every 3 to 4 hours. Number 5 would be to make sure I do not go to bed hungry. During recovery, I was actually having just a small bowl of oats just before I went to bed. I just found that it actually helped my sleep. I found in hypothalamic amenorrhea that I had really disturbed sleep, and that the bowl of oats just really helped calm me and get me ready for bed, and it's also warming. Number 6 was that I challenged myself to eat all of my fear foods. I had a lot of fear foods, carbs being the main one for me, and I just really set challenges to make sure that I was eating carbohydrates regularly and also my fear foods regularly. So I don't believe I've got any food that I'm scared of. I probably won't eat a bat, but in terms of like scared of weight gain, that kind of thing, or like unhealthiness or anything like that, I don't really have those foods, and I generally do believe that's because I really made a conscious effort to challenge myself. And then finally, number 7 would be I just told all of my family and all of my friends and tried to get as much support as possible. The more support you have and the more you tell your story and you educate everyone on what you're going through, then the easier that journey is, I think, because people are more compassionate when they know what you're going through. I said finally at number 7, but I haven't stopped here. Number 8 would be that I just educated myself, not only on the menstrual cycle and all about our hormones, but also around like how athletes train and fuel ourselves. Those guys are like the elite, right? So why should we not be treating our bodies similar? So I would be reading books like The Energy Plan's a good one, Orthorexia by Rena McGregor. I just really started to, Period Power, which is about periods. I really started to educate myself. Number 9 would be I really dived deep into the stories that I was telling myself. So that includes like how am I viewing myself, and how am I viewing my self-worth? And I kind of really dived into that through journaling and meditation, but also self-development books. I really started to just sit with myself and really try to get to know who I was and what I believed in, and what stories I had been telling myself that told me that I wasn't good enough, and really working on my self-worth. A couple of good books for that is like Body Positive Power, Goddess Revolution, and if I gave you another one, I would probably say maybe Ego is the Enemy. That's a pretty good one, but there are so many. Maybe I could do another video on all the books that I read. And then finally, number 10 would be making sure that I was fueling enough and resting enough. So that's basically 2, isn't it? But I feel like they come hand in hand. So fueling really helps the recovery process, making sure I'm actually not in a deficit, making sure I am eating exactly what my body needs. And sometimes, like, you would potentially do have to overshoot it. I had to overshoot it quite a bit just to encourage the process, and then that also comes with a lot of resting and making sure that, you know, I am chilling out on the sofa, I am reading, I am just doing things that is going to really chill me out. And eventually, after doing all those things, after a few months, Lady P came. Right, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. If you're on Instagram, then please like and maybe send to a friend or share to your stories, because it really helps me get my message out there and help more gals. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye!